Sunnah, the final sunnah of prayer is shortening prayer when you're on a journey. You already got a question?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I've always got questions, but...
Okay. Now, you shorten four rakat prayer into 2 rakat. I'm just talking about shortening, not combining. Yeah? It's 2 different things. So if you travel 50 miles or more, yeah, it's 48 Arab, Shar'i miles, which comes to 50 miles. Don't ask me how many kilometers, I'm terrible at that.
You can say 50 now.
50, 50. You will shorten 4 rakat to 2. Yeah? Dhuhr, Asr, and Isha. You must intend to travel 50 miles. If you stop, 37 miles, if you journey 37, and you intend to travel 50 or more, you'll be permitted to shorten within that distance. Now, the safar, I'm not going to get into what kind of journey, it'll take too much time. But it's sunnah to shorten from 4 to 2. You always, if you're on the journey, on the journey itself, you'll combine.
Can you explain what that means?
I'll come to it.
Okay.
If you're a traveller, for instance, you journey from London to Birmingham, and you're going to be there for 3 days, your 21st prayer will be 4 rakats. You're permitted 20 prayers.
You're permitted 20 prayers
20 prayers shortened.
within those 3 days.
No, 20 prayers. Forget about the days. 20 prayers. How many days is that?
4.
4. It doesn't have to be 4 days though, but it's 20 prayers. Because you could end up, going now, and you'll only catch, Isha.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we say 20 prayers rather than days.
Do you have to have the plan is that you stay more than 3 days?
No, the plan is you're staying for 20 prayers. I'm not going to go there.
Because I got confused about that.
No, because what happens is no one arrives at a place without having prayed any prayer.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you understand? So the day thing confuses people. The prayer thing is a lot easier.
Also, you could say you're going somewhere to stay
Yeah.
for 15 prayers.
No, 20
Okay.
prayers.
It has to be 20. Yeah, I know
No, you can go for however many.
Oh,
No.
However many days you're going.
that's fine.
Doesn't matter. Yeah? But if you're there for 20 prayers, you will shorten.
Yeah.
Yeah? Your 21st prayer will be normal.
And that's because your intention was to stay for 3 days.
No, it's got nothing to do with intention.
Nothing to do with days or intention. Do you remember what I was trying to get away from?
I'm really confused. So if you're travelling, 20 prayers are
Shortened.
regardless of your
Stay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
regardless of how long you intend to stay.
Regardless how many days you're there for. Yeah? Because if your intention is that you're travelling, you're not going to stay. If you intend to take up residence, that intention will stop your shortening of prayer.
So
So 20 days is that's it? Like that's
No 20 days.
No, I mean that's the only 20 prayers. Sorry, 20 prayers is the only. That's the maximum forever, in every circumstance, wherever you go.
You could actually make
Yeah,
the
right.
intention that I'm going tomorrow. But whatever your intention is, your 21st prayer will be
Okay,
your full
got it.
prayer. Yes, Nabi.
A bit of a spanner in the tool for in
As
the
long as it's not days. You're okay.
No, if you're a woman
Yes.
and you travel.
Oh, can we stick to prayers?
It is. Yeah, it is.
I'm not going to go down the mahram thing.
No.
Don't go there, please.
No. You're a woman, and you've started your menstrual cycle while you've travelled.
Yes.
Do you? When you finished your menstrual cycle, do you still have to make up those 20 prayer? I mean,
No, because
you still have
the
to
menstrual
wait.
cycle, the prayers you don't make up.
No, so what I meant, sorry. Do you have to? Can you shorten your prayer for the 20 prayers after you've finished your cycle?
because if you're there after your cycle is finished, you've been there for more than 4 days.
So now we're bringing in days.
Yeah,
But
it's
before
more.
we were
It's more.
talking about-
It's more. It's going to be more.
But before we were talking about
No,
number of prayers.
Yeah, if we stick to 20 prayers, is easier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the thing is that if you are traveling and you're in your menstrual period, yeah, if you end up there on the second day,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so for the next 2 days you will shorten.
Oh, right, because you're not a traveller after.
No, because the 4 days
Yeah.
is 20 prayers.
Yeah.
Oh, it's because the 20 prayers, we've missed them, we don't have to make them up.
Yeah.
But those 20 prayers are counted in terms of the travel
Yeah,
aspect. But we don't have to make them up because...
your cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good question, actually.
Okay.
Oh, is that done?
Good question. The journey must not be to commit a sin, to rob, to pillage. It must be a journey that's permitted. It's a halal journey. Yeah. So you've gone on. The times of prayer. This is where they are really important. Yeah. So if for instance, Maghrib's going to kick in soon after 6, near 6. Yeah. So I'm not going to arrive wherever I'm going. Yeah. Wherever I'm going to go, I'm going to miss the ikhtiyari of Isha. Yeah. Because Maghrib's going to kick in. I'm going to pray Maghrib. Yeah. But wherever I'm going, by the time I get there, the dururi of Isha is going to kick in. Yeah. Before I leave London, yeah, it must be the last thing that I do. I can do qasr of Isha.
What's qasr?
Shorten.
Okay.
I'll bring the time of Isha forward
Before you leave.
before I leave. I'll do 2 rakats, and it must be the last thing that you do.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll come to it. Let me finish. Yeah, but it must be. You must know your journey. You plan it, so you know that I won't arrive there for the ikhtiyari of the Isha will be finished. It can be the same. For instance, tomorrow you set off, and you know that you're going to miss the ikhtiyari of Asr. Yeah, but you've caught Dhuhr. Yeah, so what you'll do is you'll bring Dhuhr forward. I mean Isha, Asr forward. Yeah, or now this is what you can. This is something that you're permitted to do. Yeah? The Imam, the mother gives you that permission. The Imam's practice was not that. He preferred delaying. rather than bringing forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
Try to put Maghrib with.
No. He would pray Maghrib.
And then he'll pray.
No, he would carry on the journey. When he would stop, he would pray Isha in the Dururi time, not in the Ikhtiyari time. He would prefer that, the time has concretely come in rather than bring it forward.
Okay.
That's the fiqh of the Imam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? But you need to know your journey. Yeah? Yes. She's first.
Yes.
So even if you think you're going to arrive at the Dururi time, you can
Yeah.
bring it forward.
If you know you're going to go into Dururi time, you're permitted. You have that option.
Okay, but you can do either.
You can do either.
Okay.
Yeah.
Obviously, in our day and age, we can travel across vast distances and
Yes.
time zones.
Yes.
In a space of time that wasn't, something that they could fathom before. So, traveling across.
Time zones.
Yeah, time zones. If you're traveling back, so you're starting off here, for instance, Maghrib has passed here, and then you go back and it's Asr time in the place that you've arrived at. For instance, if you go to Canada or America, have you prayed the Asr for your day? Do you pray the Asr that's due in at the place? And likewise, if you're going forward, if you're going from here to Indonesia or Malaysia or something like that, where there's no way you have caught their Dhuhr time or Isha time, what goes how?
Lala, what's your name?
Mona.
I'll give you my number. Whenever you're there, give me a ring. I'll tell you what to do.
I went to Canada. I went to Canada. I had this thing where it was Maghrib time as we were flying over, and I was confused. So I prayed whatever I like.
No, what you with the time zones, you already know. It's either a day before or a day after. That's what you've got to look at.
I'll take your number.
Yeah. But what happens is you don't combine the prayer when you are resident, when you're not on the journey. You're still a traveller. Do you understand? You're still a traveller. For the 20 prayers, you don't combine. You only combine when you're on the journey.
So you can combine on the journey.
On the journey, it doesn't make any sense to combine
When you're ready.
when you've arrived. I know a lot of people do it, but it's bad fiqh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bad fiqh.
Question.
I know. It's my English.
So, and this is a real life example, so I'll just give it to you and you tell me what I should do. I go to Canterbury for study for a day. So it's 66 miles, so I will shorten my prayers
When you're there.
when I'm there.
Yeah.
On the journey to and from, depending on the timing. So, for instance, now that it's winter, it's getting darker earlier. So, what I've done so far is we'll have an hour break and studies in between. We don't have any time, and then as soon as we finish, we drive. I have to go meet up the people that are driving, so I don't have time to pray necessarily straight after. I'll do Dhuhr time, and I will make it short, and I will bring the Asr forward in terms of the ikhtiyari time. And I'll pray them together, and then we'll set off, and it will be Maghrib time by the time we finish the day. Is that okay? Is that considered? Because I'm only there for the day, and then I'll come back to London. And then
So while you're there, you'll shorten.
shorten it.
You'll shorten.
Yeah.
There's no need for you to combine unless you know I'm not going to be able to catch that prayer.
But you won't catch us, right?
I won't catch it.
Yeah, so then what you do is you'll combine. You need to know your day.
Yeah.
You need to know your day because you've got the option of combining, while you're on the journey. So if you know I'm not going to catch this if I don't combine it. Yeah? Yeah, bring your foot, combine it so you don't miss that prayer. Because you're a traveller, God's given you that option. On the way back here, you're going to be back home unless Maghrib you can't catch till the time comes in.
Yeah, I usually get here for around Isha time.
Yeah, so what you do is you pray. The adage is that only the resident catches Maghrib. The traveller never catches it. Does that make sense? But the whole thing of combining is you plan your journey, and when it's safe to stop and pray and all that. It's a brilliant tool for our lives here.
Because we're not going to pull up in the motorway.
Yeah, you're not. So I'm not. There's nowhere safe to stop. So I've got that option to, before I set off, to bring the time forward, pray qasr, set up. But it must be the last thing. It's not that I'm going to stop and then have a meal on the way and then stop at someone else's and no.
So if you believe that's you're going to have that journey, you're going to miss it, then you do the qasr and the joining. If at some point they stop, at a service station. And
no, you've already prayed.
So
you've prayed.
Okay.
You've prayed.
And is that combine and shorten?
Yes.
Before you set off, or just combine? Okay.
You can combine and shorten.
If it's the last thing you do.
If it's the last thing.
Okay.
But what you'll do is you'll pray, the prayer that has come in time full.
Okay, so you only shorten the
shorten that the time that you bring in. Because what's happening is that once you pray, because you're bringing the time full, because your journey is beginning.
Yes. And you can't pray on the plane.
If you can get up and play, it's fine.
Wait, how do you know the Qibla is?
Yeah, and which zone do you... The Qiblas, they can show you on the plane sometimes, on Emirates and all do that.
Yeah.
But which time zone would you follow? The one you're in?
The one you're in.
So if you're flying over Kazakhstan, you follow...
Can you do it sitting down?
If there's a reason.
Because if you go in the middle of the aisle, then...
No, then it's better to do qada.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, because the thing is that the honor. Hear and understand this. The honor of a believer is greater than that of the house of God. Do not make yourself into a mockery. Do not make the deen into a mockery. Yeah? If you cannot, fulfill the conditions of prayer and pray in the plane, wait till it lands. Most international airports have mosques, have prayer rooms. Pray there. Yeah? Unless the airline permits it, gives you a place to go and stand and pray, alhamdulillah, then pray. Yes.
If you're going on a journey, like you're going to a class, and when you arrive there, they're praying the class that you're in, they pray, like example, they pray Dhuhr Jama'ah. Do you pray the Jama'ah with them 4 rakat?
Okay. I'll tell you what I did today. I prayed Jama'ah with you, Dhuhr, and then I did Qasr.
Yeah, that's the reason why I asked, because that's what I've been doing, but I don't know if it's correct.
No, that's what you do. It's like I prayed Qasr before Dhuhr, Asr, and then I joined the Jama'ah.
Because usually what I do is I pray with the Jama'ah, then I make my journey, then when I get to Birmingham, I pray Dhuhr and Asr together.
Which one?
If you're travelling in a group and you miss
to emphasize sunnah to shorten, isn't it, when you're travelling?
So you pray Dhuhr and Asr together?
I pray Dhuhr with the Jama'ah at my class in Liverpool. Then when I make my way back, I stop off in Birmingham. There's a service station where they have a prayer room in there, and I pray Dhuhr and Asr together shortened.
Why should we do
So you prayed Dhuhr with the Jama'ah, but then you did your Dhuhr and Asr
again together shortened.
Whilst you're traveling.
It's sunnah. It's sunnah. That's why we're covering this. It's sunnah to shorten the prayer. We're on a journey.
But if he's prayed Dhuhr, why is he praying it again?
The recommendation is repeat it in qasr.
Ah.
If you join the Jamaat, or a prayer in full, shorten it.
The other option is to, for example, you join Dhuhr, you do 2, and then Asr you do 2.
Yes.
That's an option as well, right?
Yeah, that's an option.
If you're traveling in a group and you reach your destination, the masjid there, they finished their jama'ah. Are you in your group allowed to pray in jama'ah?
Okay, I'll tell you the clear-cut position of the madhab. No.
Everybody prays for themselves.
You pray on your own.
Uh-huh.
You can't have, even if the Imam gives you permission to pray, don't pray.
Don't pray Jama'ah, you mean?
Yeah.
What was the
They
question?
combine it at the residence.
Pray.
Are you allowed to form
pray,
your own
pray qasr.
jama'ah
Pray qasr.
if the community there has already made their jama'ah prayer?
Oh.
Because what you find is that the school does not permit a second Jamaat in a mosque. In a musalla, it's not a problem. Like here, this is not, a place where, there's regular 5 times prayer. If there's a prayer where there's a appointed Imam, then there should not be a second Jamaat.
So in our university prayer rooms, when
University is not a masjid. It's a prayer room.
So I can't join the second Jama'ah in the local mosque at work and all that.
I'm giving you the hukum. What you do is your affair.
That's the problem for me.
Can you give like a bit of a description why we
Why we don't do it is because it was never done. That's a simple reason. There was one mosque, there was one Jamaat. If you missed it, you prayed on your own.
Does it have anything to do with like loyalty to one?
No, it was the main thing was that it's something that you can go and research. It's called Masjid Dirar. D-I-R-A-R. Masjid Dirar. At the time of the Prophet ﷺ, there was a group of Muslims who built another mosque. The Prophet ﷺ went and burnt it down. You do not split the Jamaat. We've always been for keeping group unity. So the whole reason for stopping, second Jamaats is not to split the Jamaat. Oh, I don't like the Imam, I'm not going to pray behind him, I'll join the second Jamaat. No, we have one Imam, one Jamaat. If you don't like it, get lost. So that's simple. I know it's harsh, but it was the main reason was to keep the group together. Yeah, not to splinter.
Even if that Imam is an anthropomorphist?
The thing is that what you find is that we're going away from. I want to finish the individual prayer today. We will cover that when we cover Salatul Jummah, but that will have to be when we're here next.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
That means you have to come back.
Inshallah. Yeah. Okay. We're on. Are we okay? Can we? Do you any questions on traveling? Yes.
Oh well, is that combining?
Yeah. Bismillah.
So like if you're not traveling, but
resident.
You're resident. In your
Okay.
home, but it's like there's like a really important you can't pray your normal prayers on time. Is it better to combine? Or is it better to pray in the later time?
I'm going to give you something that you could do day in, day out, but you need to know the times of prayer.
Yeah.
Yeah? There's a time when Dhuhr overlaps Asr by 4 rakats. So when Dhuhr finishes and Asr comes in, if you got up and prayed Dhuhr and then prayed Asr, both of your times will be in time, in ikhtiyari.
That's at the beginning of Asr.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's
No, but you can do it.
No, I get that.
I'm giving you a way out.
Yeah,
You can pray
Dhuhr
and Asr in same time.
No, I get that, but I'm just thinking say
No, you can't bring a time forward because when you're resident.
Okay, not forward. But
No, you
for
can't.
example, you have to combine because of your work or something, and you have a break at the end of Asr,
That's the only time you're permitted to combine.
and then you can combine your Dhuhr and Asr.
No, the ikhtiyari time
Oh yeah,
of
that's the only
both.
time.
The ikhtiyari time where one finishes and the other begins,
Oh.
that's the only time you will be
And
permitted.
you can't combine any other time.
You can't combine any other.
So it's not technically combining.
It's not combining because
Yeah.
one's out of time and the other's in time. Yes.
What if what about situations where you're in between exams or you've got work and things like that? You've actually got restraints where you actually cannot go out and pray. Are
Well,
you allowed
if you've
to
got
combine?
constraints,
Mm.
then you've got constraints.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, that's what you do. You live with them. So when you do not, rush, because you see those constraints are limited. They're not for the rest of your life.
yeah.
Exams are not for the rest of your life.
But the job that you do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the job that you're doing, you're up the creek without a paddle.
What?
It's the job that you're doing is that if you sign the contract, yeah, then my understanding when you signed that contract, you signed your freedom away, so you're a slave.
But
That's
the
true,
job
though.
that you're doing is serving people, and you have to do it. For example, like a doctor or like.
Okay, a doctor, the doctor can always fit in. You can't say that a doctor can't, take 5 minutes out.
What about teacher?
Most
It's
people
exactly
do.
the same.
But then
Is it would it be good practice? Is it good practice to do that every single day? So do that both at the ikhtiyari.
Right.
That-
The thing is that because it's ikhtiyari, yeah, we have an imam called Ashar who says it's fine. The thing is, it's not the mashhur. But the thing is, we do not live in in a Muslim country. We do not live in ideal situations.
Yeah.
Yeah, where we have the freedom to go and live life the way that we want. So what we do is we make sure that prayer gets prayed. Yeah, the ideal is that go to the mosque when the time comes, join the Jamaat.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't live in an ideal world where we can know that those two times come in. It's like is it next week or the week after when time goes?
Next week.
It's this next Monday.
Next Monday,
Sunday.
right? Next Sunday, time will go back. There's no other way but combining. You're going to end up, praying Maghrib at 4 o'clock.
Because that's what you end up doing as teaching. Like,
Yeah,
if you teach, you'll have 5 lessons.
5
You
yeah.
have break time,
Yeah.
which is 20 minutes.
No, but what you do
Time
is that
if you're lucky, if
Yeah.
the kids aren't in detention
Yeah.
with you, then you.
yeah.
Run
So what
off.
you do is at lunchtime, that this is when Dhuhr and Asr. This is when Dhuhr is finishing, Asr is kicking in. Pray both of them together.
So there's no opinion at all, no exception where you can combine both in the later.
No, but what will happen is that where you go as long. No. Because what happens is that both of them are in time because the Prophet ﷺ was led by Jibreel, and Jibreel led him in those times. So we have precedence.
What about the hadith where he combined without giving a reason? Was there a...
If you read what Imam Malik says at the end, that he says it was because of rain. But then we have Abdullah bin Abbas saying he did it so there was no haraj, it was ease for the community.
Mhm.
But the thing is, this is what we're giving. We're giving ease that you can combine Dhuhr and Asr. Imam Malik couldn't understand why people would want to combine Dhuhr and Asr. With him, he says Maghrib and Isha, fine. There's a reason.
Why Maghrib and Isha? Because they're both close.
No, because it's at the end of the day. You go to the mosque.
And Maghrib is short.
Maghrib is short, and people want to go home and be free with their family. So it's daytime. You're out and about, but that's in Muslim countries.
Over here,
it doesn't work. Yeah.
Okay.
So even all of us, at daytimes is going to be a problem. So if you want to catch one prayer in time, and delay the other one, it's better than delaying both of them. Catch one in the ikhtiyari, and if the other one goes in daruri, Allah's Ghafurur Rahim. Because what you've got to understand is that Allah knows your situation better than you, and He only wants the best for you. Yeah? Okay. Can we move on now?
It's 22.
Okay. Now we're going to move on to the recommended actions of prayer. These are mandubat. Yeah? Recommended actions of prayer. Now, the first of them, the first recommendation of prayer is turning your head slightly to the right when saying the salam to finish the prayer. Is a mandub. So if you technically just said assalamu alaikum, your prayer is fine. Yeah? So to slightly turn, towards the right, assalamu alaikum. It always turns on kum. Yeah? Assalamu alaikum. Yeah? That's the first recommendation. The second is, Ameen. After Fatiha. This is for, the individual.
That's not a large one.
It's always silent.
Even in Jama'at.
Even in Jama'at. The Imam does not say it's silent, aloud. He says it silently.
So this collective Ameen that we do sometimes, for Malikis it's not.
Malikis don't do it, but in the Maliki world they do it. Yeah? But you go to Morocco, you go to Algeria, it's loud. But what you've got to understand is only if the Imam says it aloud, you can follow the Imam. Because there are opinions, within the madhab that you can do it aloud, but only if the Imam says, because the Imam is there to be followed. The third recommendation is to say Rabbana wa lakal hamd. When you rise, this is, the one praying behind the Imam and the one, praying on their own. They can say Rabbana wa lakal hamd, Rabbana lakal hamd, or Allahumma Rabbana wa lakal hamd. Yeah?
Who are the only people who can say this?
The one praying on their own and those praying behind the Imam.
Not the Imam.
The Imam does not say Rabbana wa lakal hamd.
Even silently to himself, he can't say it.
Huh?
Silently to himself.
No, he says Sami Allahu liman hamida. And those praying behind him say Rabbana wa lakal hamd or Allahumma Rabbana wa lakal hamd. Imam Malik preferred the Allahumma Rabbana wa lakal hamd. But if you just said Rabbana wa lakal hamd, it's fine. The fourth recommendation is the dua of qunut. Are we familiar with the dua of qunut? No? Okay.
Is that just for the sunnah?
This is mustahab.
Is that for the subh?
It's only for subh. Dua of qunut is in the final rakat of the morning prayer, before the ruku, after the recitation.
So Fajr.
Well, we call it Subh.
Wait, so when is that again? Can you...
Fajr is the sunnah.
The Subh, the second one.
The second rakat,
Yeah.
the final rakat, you know,
After
the loud
Fat-
recitation.
Yeah, after the Fatiha.
No, after the surah.
After the surah.
After the surah, before the ruku.
Oh.
Yeah?
Not after ruku, and you don't raise your hands.
You don't raise your hands. It's said silently. The imam and those praying behind the imam and the individual, they will all recite this dua. Allahumma inna nasta'inuka wa nastaghfiruka, that one.
If you're praying behind someone who doesn't do the qunut,
Do not do it.
so that's basically like even if they go into ruku,
You follow them in ruku. The
Can't
imam is
be
there to be
ruku.
followed.
okay.
The imam is there to be followed.
So the Imam does it silently.
The imam does it silently. The one praying behind the imam, they say it silently. The one praying on their own, they say it silently as well. If you don't know it, learn it.
Is this for witr as well?
No.
No.
It's only in the fard of subh, in the morning prayer.
Of the second.
Yeah, what I'll do is I'll pass it on to you and you can put it on
I
the
can
group
email
or
it to
whatever.
them.
Yeah,
Until you learn it, what do you do in the meantime?
nothing.
It's recommended, so
It's recommended.
it's not like
It's not a sunnah.
Yeah.
It's not a fard. It's a recommendation. Yeah? If you don't know it, learn it. Till you learn it, you do not need to feel guilty or read anything in its place.
Are you allowed to do surahs?
Pardon?
Are you allowed to do any other surahs in the Quran after Fatiha?
No, after Fatiha, you learn. You do a surah.
Do you mean after the surah, a small surah?
No, as in after Fatiha, are you
Yeah.
allowed to do any surah in the second rakat of surah?
Yeah, of course you do.
Oh, okay. And then after that you do...
You do the dua qunut,
Right, okay.
before you go into ruku.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now, if you forget, it happens to me quite often. But you go straight into ruku. Yeah. Then when you get up from ruku, you can do the dua qunut. Yeah. The ideal is you do it before. Yeah, before you go into ruku.
In the sunnah prayer of subh, do you is there recitation of another surah after the Fatiha, or is it just the Fatiha?
Okay. Can we? We'll come to it.
Okay.
When we let me finish this,
Sure.
and then let me finish the prayer.
Okay.
The fard prayer. Let's finish that one. Yeah. If you know "Qul ya ayyuhal kafirun" and "Qul huwallahu ahad" is good.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5. Number 5 is taking a mantle. A jacket, your scarves, they're fine. They will do it. But the barnoos, that's traditional. There should be, it's very noble as well. I've got a very old camel hair one. It's really warm.
what's it?
A cloak,
You put on.
like a chadar.
Yeah.
You put it over your shoulders when you pray. Is a recommendation for the imam and the one's praying behind.
Is that what Imam Malik did?
That's what the Prophet ﷺ did.
Oh.
He always had a mantle.
Always, regardless.
We do not know a prayer he led where he did not have it.
And it doesn't fall off.
It doesn't fall off. Yeah, it doesn't fall off. Like your chadars and all that, those are good.
Mm.
The scarf, those are good. Yes.
Praying so the guys praying with a turban.
Pardon?
Praying with a turban.
Can we stick with the?
Yeah.
Do you wear a turban?
No, just curiosity.
Okay. This is if you don't have a mantle, you don't have a rida or a chadar, then the bits that you hang between your shoulders of your turban, you can put that on your shoulders. So there should be something over your shoulders.
Mm.
Yeah, it's really a strong.
So the cloak is just for men?
It's just for no. The rida is not just for men, but you know, it's only men who wear turbans. So if they don't have it, they can put it. So there's nothing wrong with a woman having like a scarf or something over her shoulders. Yeah. Okay. Number 6, the tasbih in the ruku and the sujood is a recommendation.
They can be any type of.
Subhana Rabbil al-Azim wa bihamdihi. We like the hamdihi wa bihamdihi. Wa bihamdihi. And then you know in the ruku, Subhana Rabbil al-Ala wa bihamdihi. Yeah, if you know what dua, that is better. Yeah. Abu Zayd al-Kairwani, you know, in his Risala, he says the minimum is once. We don't have a maximum. Yeah.
Does it have to be an odd number or something like that?
It's a recommendation.
Okay.
Dua is better.
Okay.
Rather than, you know, the dhikr. Dua is better.
So the said du'as by the Prophet ﷺ during sujood and ruku are better than doing small.
Well, if your Arabic is good enough, you can.
So you can't do just your own.
You can't do it in any other language but Arabic. Yes, love.
No, that was my question.
Okay. No. Not in Fard.
Okay.
Not in the Fard prayer.
So you're doing that in sujood.
In sujood,
It has to be done in Arabic.
Arabic. In the Fard.
prayer.
In the Fard. Has to be in Arabic, yes.
So it's not limited to du'as from the Quran, is it?
No. Yes.
After the Salam Alaikum, I mean it's not recommended, but you can do du'as after the Salam Alaikum, and could there be in...
That's got nothing to do with prayer. You know, once you say Assalamu Alaikum, prayer's finished. You do whatever you want. Yes?
My understanding was when you're in sujood, you can ask for anything, and that is recommended. Obviously, if your Arabic is limited, you say what you know from your heart. I mean, when you speak with your heart, you're not really speaking a language per se.
I'm talking about Fard. With your Nafal,
Even
Nafal is different story. Fard has to be in Arabic.
I'm confused. I thought you said earlier, if you're in sujood, you can do any dua, and then
Yes.
So you can.
But it has to be in Arabic.
Oh, I didn't know. No.
In Fard, it has to be in Arabic. It can't be in any other language. Yep. Okay. Now then, 7th one, what the Malikis are famous for, Sadr.
Everyone associates that.
Yeah?
Shia. We called it Shia before.
Okay. It's a recommendation that, you know, in the Fard prayer, your arms rest in their natural position on your sides. And it's makruh to fold them, to put one over the other in the Fard prayer. Makruh.
So is the madhab a lot about keeping things natural?
Pardon?
Is the Maliki madhab a lot about keeping things natural? Like
No, the Maliki way is sticking to the way of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Isn't it said that all the practices are said to be natural? They're the natural.
They're prophetic.
Oh, okay.
I prefer the word prophetic
Yeah.
than natural.
Why do we do Salah again?
Because the Prophet ﷺ taught prayer that way. If you go to Sahih al-Bukhari, it's in all the books. By the way, it's only one hadith in all the corpus of hadith where the Prophet ﷺ teaches the prayer. You will find that Sahaba are describing his prayer, but where he teaches the prayer is one hadith.
Which hadith is that in Sahih Bukhari?
It's in Sahih al-Bukhari, it's in all the books.
The one where he says, pray as you see me pray?
No. Where he says, do wudu as Allah has commanded you, then stand, say takbir, yeah, read as much Quran as you can, but then go into ruku, then do i'tidal, let the bones rest, then go into sajda, then sit and let the bones rest, then go into sajda, and then repeat it. There's no mention of yeah. And Sayyid ibn Musayyib, one of the Imams and son-in-law of Sayyidina Abu Hurairah radhiallahu anhu, his mother with hands by the side. Sayyid ibn Jubayr, who was the student of Abdullah bin Abbas, during tawaf, if he saw anyone praying with their hands like this, he would come out of tawaf, undo their hands, and then carry on.
Where does it come from?
Imam Hassan al-Basri and Ibn Sirin were asked about this, and they were perplexed. They said, prayers of the people of the book, yes. Prayers of the Muslims, no. It was an anathema to them that people would pray with their hands one on the other.
Yeah, so
Why did it become so widespread?
Go to the Muwatta. Imam Malik says that people were commanded to put their right hand over their left hand over their right in prayer.
Who commanded? Who commanded?
Go and read the commentators. And they say it was the either the Prophet or the kings rulers that came afterwards. Yes, it's not we find that majority of the tabi'een, the students of the Sahaba who are mujtahid mutlaqs, their madhab is hands by the side in every area of the Muslim world. Yeah. It's okay. No, it's good. If anybody else wants to sit, it's fine by me. Yeah. But in nafal you're permitted, yeah, to fold one hand over the other. But Sidi Khalil and the others, he says tark min al-ula, that if you leave it is better. Yeah, if you leave it is better. Are we okay on that?
Yeah.
The thing is that the muhaddithin of the madhab, they've actually written so much on this, and they have shown that there is not one hadith which does not have an issue about the folding of the hands.
Where did these people come up with these arguments to say that Imam Malik was beaten and that's why?
Yeah, that's
Paralyzed.
That's why he couldn't.
Yeah. So why did Abdullah bin Zubayr? He used to pray with the hands. He's a Sahaba, hands by the side. Did someone pull his hands? Sayyidina Ali alayhi salam, he's on record. Ibn Hazm in his Muhalla, he says he used to pray with his hands by the side.
Do we know what Umar and Osman did as well?
Well,
Any
no.
record?
No,
No.
we don't. But we know that who taught Abdullah bin Zubayr.
There is a hadith.
Abdullah bin Zubayr is a grandson of Abu Bakr.
There is a hadith in Bukhari where there's a Sahaba, I can't remember his name, he came up to a group of Sahaba, of the big Sahaba, and he says, I know better than anyone.
That's in Abu Dawud, that's not in Bukhari. There's 10 companions, and those who transmit, folding of the arms are in those 10. Abu Hurairah is one of them. Where he says, I know the description of the prayer of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
He doesn't fold his hands.
He doesn't fold his hands, but he does rafal yadayn. Yeah, but the thing is that it's a recommendation. It's not a sunnah for us. Yeah, it's a recommendation, of prayer, we don't need to, get too much worked up about it. People have a problem. We don't have a problem. What I was taught was that, if you can tell me where to put the arms, we'll talk. Those who say that you should fold your arms, okay, where should I put them? Yeah? As my Tablighi friends tell me, it doesn't matter where you put them as long as you pray. Put them on your head if you want.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, put them on your head if you want.
Do they argue about it? I would
where to put them? Yeah, look, from there to there to there to there to there. We've only got one. That's it. We only got one.
No, as in for Sadr, did they argue that you shouldn't do Sadr?
Oh yeah.
There and there.
Yeah,
Okay.
you got no say hadith. Yeah. Well, Sayyidina Imam Bukhari has things that are permitted in prayer. Yeah, is scratching. Yeah, is permitted in prayer. Yeah, you can sort your imama out. Yeah, or you can put one hand over the other. That's Sayyidina Ali in Sahih al-Bukhari, saying things that are permitted in prayer.
You don't have
That's
to.
in Bukhari.
Okay.
Yeah, just as I can scratch and I can sort my finger, I can do that. Yeah,
Okay.
but then Imam Malik has the Sahaba leaning on the walls and on their staffs in prayer. So how do you lean and hold the staff at the same time? Can you?
Not like this.
Yeah.
It's the same thing about when we pray in Jama'ah, they say shoulder to shoulder, ankle to ankle.
No.
And then they go, you've got people who take that so literally.
No.
Yeah, they like move your foot around.
Their feet are like this, and you're like,
By the way, this,
this.
it's never like that. Yeah? It's natural.
Keep it there.
That's for both men and women.
Man and women. It's not like that. Yeah? It's, someone pushed me, they can't push me. It's natural. Yeah? And it's your toe, is the feet touching, not the ankles. It's not the feet touching, it's the shoulders touching.
The feet aren't relevant.
The feet are irrelevant.
Never said feet.
It's the shoulder. The feet are irrelevant.
We have that drilled into us. I don't know about anybody else, but when I went to when I was at ISOC and uni and stuff, whenever it was prayer, it was like shoulder to shoulder, ankle to ankle, make sure there's no space, the devil's getting in there, make sure the hands are
What about the
straight.
devil
And then
inside? What about the devil
He
inside?
usually ends up like this.
Yeah.
I have to go back and listen to this.
Yeah.
I still go to you.
Yeah, they're like this.
Yeah. No.
It's really.
They're sort of shouting at us.
I saw
Yeah.
it's very controversial.
Arguments in the mosque about this.
I've seen it all.
Okay.
Seen it all.
Number 8. The takbir is said at the beginning of each action. So when you open with the takbiratul ihram, is at the beginning of the prayer. So whenever there's an action, you say the takbir at the beginning, except when you stand for the third rakat. You don't say it, you say it at the end. So when you get up from the second, for the first tashahhud, so when you're standing fully, that's when you say Allahu Akbar. Yeah?
So only when you've gotten up.
Oh no, not just gotten up. You're fully, there's i'tidal, you're fully standing at rest.
Just for the third.
Only for the third. And you can always tell how good someone's fiqh is. You'll get used to this word.
That's very specific.
Good fiqh.
Good.
Even 4 rakat prayers or 3 rakat prayers.
Pardon?
That's the third rak'ah for all prayers that are 3 or 4.
All prayers that have a third rakat. Yeah? So, for the 4 prayers, apart from, so for the third rakat, you will stand fully erect. And you know your bone, there should be i'tidal, the bones have come to rest. And you say Allahu Akbar. You know when you're calm, because you know you're standing up, and then you say Allahu Akbar.
And the 4th rak'ah, inshallah, so we would say it.
No, at the beginning of each rak'ah, each action.
So
you know when you're going into ruku and when you're going into sajda, you would do it right at the beginning of the action.
So not as you're moving.
Not when you
Just when you start.
Yeah, when you start.
So this is only based for Maghrib, really?
No, for Maghrib, Dhuhr, Asr, and Isha.
Why is that?
4 rakats.
So it's so specific, like, is there a reason why?
Yeah, there's a reason for it. Huh?
It really helped me remember. It's just a specific thing, like. There's an understanding that, you know, prayer used to be just 2 rakats, and then there was an addition. There's an understanding. Yeah.
How true it is, I don't know.
Okay.
Well, I know it's wrong, but it's an understanding.
So that's why we do it.
No, why we do it is because, you know, there's a new unit. Because prayer is always in 2 units.
Yeah, I get it.
It's a new unit.
See, I won't forget it now that I know that.
You don't. Oh, there you go.
So yeah, that's why I need
Done.
information.
Okay.
So
Done.
all the other actions that you're doing in other
Beginning.
rak'ahs,
Beginning.
so just before you're about to get up.
Yeah. No, just you know, when you begin that action, you say Allahu Akbar. Yeah. This is when you complete that action, you say Allahu Akbar.
You don't need to raise the hands.
Definitely not.
Okay, so we never raise hands.
We do raise hands. We will get to that. There's only one time we raise the hand.
We're on ninth recommendation.
Yeah? 9th. Okay. For the tashhud, how you make your 3 fingers, you tuck them into your palm. Yeah? And then the thumb rests naturally on top of them. Yeah? So 3 fingers, you tuck them in to the palm, and then the thumb on top. Now that's the natural, and then it sits on top of your thigh. No, like that. Yeah? Naturally.
Not like this.
No, like this.
Cool.
Okay.
So it's really amusing.
Like you're shooting something.
So it's not like that.
No.
It's just straight.
Don't straighten. It needs to be natural. Yeah? Natural.
Could you tell us the purpose of...
We'll get to that. Let's get to the... Yeah? This. Yeah? That's the 9th recommendation.
And that's when you do Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah.
No.
Oh, just through the whole thing.
That's from the beginning to the end. You will...
Oh, I get it.
That. Yeah?
Yeah.
That's the 9th. Yeah?
Yeah.
Right.
So
10. Sorry, go on.
is your thumb? No, sorry. Is your index finger moving at all?
No. We're coming to that.
Okay.
We're coming to that. First, how to...
Oh, and do you just do the salawat as well?
No, hold on. Let me... Yeah? You will know, I'll tell you. So, 3, thumb on top, natural. And then like that. Number 9. Number 10 is moving the finger. Yeah? From the beginning of the tashhud to the end of the tashhud. And it moves, look, right, left, right, left, right, left. Medium, not, fast, not dead slow. Yeah? Slowly. No, not like that. It's dead slow. No, dead slow. Natural movement. So there's no, pull on the muscle. Yeah, natural.
If that distracts you, can you not
It doesn't. It will not distract you.
Okay.
It will not distract you. Yeah.
So it shouldn't be like a tipping or a tapping.
No. Slowly moving. Yeah. Right to left. Yeah. Right to left.
So no circular clockwise?
No, right to left.
Okay.
Is a difference of opinion of circle?
Right to left.
Because I've heard the opinion of circle.
Right to left.
That's a new one.
Right to left. From right to left, from beginning of the tashahhud to the end of the tashahhud. If it is in the last sitting, till you say salam. So when you're going to say assalamu alaikum, hand goes down. You say assalamu alaikum.
And you're doing that whilst you're doing your du'as?
All of them, from the beginning to the end.
And salawats.
Everything.
Yeah. And there's no straightening of the finger.
There's no straightening of anything. Yeah? From the beginning to the end. Sayyidah Maymuna, the wife of the Prophet ﷺ, her freed slave, who is the teacher of Imam Malik, this is who we get this from. Sayyidina Abdullah bin Umar has this description. If you go to my notes on Facebook, you'll find all the evidence for it. Yes.
Since we're on the tashahhud, after the salawat, you don't say anything.
We do dua. I went through the whole thing.
Oh yeah, the dua.
Yeah? But if you said after ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh, you said assalamu alaikum, your prayer is valid. Your prayer is fine.
Okay, that's a sunnah. The dua.
The dua, the salawat is sunnah.
The dua sunnah too.
The dua is not sunnah.
Is recommended.
Salawat is.
What's the meaning of this moving the finger? Is there any?
Yes. Do you know? I'll tell you what I know, and then I'll tell you what the reason is. Do you know anything about chi?
Yes.
Chi like the martial
No,
art.
like Tai Chi.
No, like the acupuncture chi.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's
Yeah?
the same thing. Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah, chi.
Yeah.
You know the
Energy.
meridians, the heart meridian. This is the end of the heart meridian. This.
Yeah.
Yeah, that finger. So when you move it, you're moving the meridian of your heart.
The meridian of the heart.
Yeah.
That is so deep.
You know the energy that flows through your body to the heart.
Is that real?
Well, look,
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Why not?
Oh no.
it's real.
Metaphysically, yes.
I thought it was kind of like a.
What?
You know.
Metaphysically.
You know. So people say that about Islam as well, don't they?
No.
You know. Okay. It's supposed to. We know that the Prophet ﷺ moved his finger because people used to say that he does magic. In Mecca, people say it's a stick to hit say shaitan. It's something from. We really don't know the exact reason the Prophet ﷺ did it. That's the truth of the matter. Yeah, everyone will give you their interpretation of it. What we know is that the Prophet ﷺ moved his finger. Yeah, he moved his finger.
When we finish, we put it flat again.
Yeah. Okay. Number 11. Are we okay on that?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Number 11. A man, when he goes into sajda, you know, his armpits, his inner arm should not be touching his that. So they should be out. His elbow should be out. Yeah. His thighs should be out. Yeah? Not too out, but so they're not touching. In sajda.
That's women as well.
it's not a recommendation for women. That's the mother, not the imam. The imam does not make any difference in prayer for a man or a woman. Yeah?
So is it like that? Like keeping it all out?
It's like that.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah. I was always told to be straight, but okay. So
Yeah.
that way, good. It's a lot more natural.
Yeah.
So for women, it's the same.
It's not a recommendation for women. But if they did it, there's nothing. Yeah? The Imam didn't have a problem. Number 12 is the way we sit. It's called fadl. I can't sit because, my age, I'm stiff. But you sit on your thigh, your left buttock, like this, with your toe coming up.
Can you do it right?
Huh?
You sit on.
On your left buttock. And your toe comes up, and your left foot comes through that. That's the way the Prophet ﷺ sat inside prayer and outside prayer. And in all the sittings in prayer, that's the way you sit. If you can. Yeah, there you go. It's natural.
Can you sit other ways?
You can, but that's preferred. That's the recommendation. If you can't, then you sit the other way that are transmitted. But that's something that Imam Malik when you go into ruku, you hold your knees. Yeah? That's 13.
12 or 13?
13, that was 12. The sitting was 12. The sitting was 12. And this is, for the tashuds and the sitting in between the sajdas. The ruku, you cup your knees. Number 12, no, that's 13, wasn't it? Number 12 is you bring your, knees in a bit. You don't straighten your knees. You see people, pushing their knees back and straightening them. No, don't do that.
So like completely edging them out like that.
Yeah, don't lock them.
Yeah, just slightly, like an old man.
Don't lock them.
Don't lock them. Just naturally, like that.
Oh, so don't make them completely straight.
No.
That's better for you as well.
Yeah, you can actually, like this, you can stay in a ruku as long as you like. Yeah? When you push them back, you're pulling the muscles. 15.
14.
No, that was 14. That was 14.
Maliki numbers.
No, the proper numbers. Yeah? 14 was, just bringing in the knees.
What was 12 then?
12 was sitting.
Right, 12 was the sitting,
Yeah.
the way we sat.
Yeah.
13, cupping the knees.
Yeah.
14, bringing the knees in slightly, bending the knees in slightly.
Oh, yes.
Yeah?
What does cupping the knees mean again?
Don't
Huh?
lock them. Not locking them. Oh,
Okay.
cupping it just.
Just,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Fingers
holding
are
them.
spread.
Naturally, just holding them. You've got to spread your fingers, don't you? Okay. Number 15 is the one praying behind the Imam, reciting Fatiha in the silent rak'ats. Is a recommendation.
Right behind or everyone?
Everyone praying behind the Imam.
Do Fatiha.
No, in the silent rakats. You know, the third and fourth rakat of Maghrib and Isha. You don't read in the loud, audible rakats. You just listen to the qira'ah. 16. You know, when you go into sajda, your hands should be, on the sides of your head. Yeah. I know Mauritanians and some Moroccans, they'll keep them near their knees on the ground. But, bring them out forward so they're, parallel to, not so that you're, touching your ears. Yeah?
Is it makruh to put your elbows on the floor?
You put your hands.
Yeah.
So the hands.
But some people put their whole.
No, hands. Not that.
So should the hands be parallel to the ears but slightly upwards?
Yeah. No. Parallel to your ears.
Completely parallel to your ears?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there a hadith against putting your arms completely on the floor?
You shouldn't pray like a dog.
Yeah.
That's the hadith.
I'm wondering if it's a hadith.
Yeah. Don't pray like a dog. Because the dog stretches his arms out. Yeah. Okay. 17. Raising your hands for the opening takbir is a recommendation. Yeah? You wanted to know how?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Yeah?
Can you do that again?
What, you just...
Oh.
It doesn't need to be anywhere near your ears.
That's so chill.
Yeah.
No. Allahu Akbar.
Nice.
That's cool.
No.
Why?
Allahu Akbar.
It's a bit low.
Allahu Akbar.
Shoulder.
Do you know that actually means that there's everything I've noticed is minimum stress for the body?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Allahu Akbar.
Natural.
Yeah. And that's your natural position for your arms. Yeah. So Allahu Akbar. So you're literally pushing downwards. Yeah. Allahu Akbar.
It's like Qigong, like Tai Chi,
Yeah.
It's exactly
Allahu
the
Akbar.
The Kung Fu Panda.
Just doing that, right?
It's interesting because the first position in Qigong is that.
Wow.
Hands are down.
Is it?
Opening position.
And that's the opening position
Yeah,
for
there
us.
you go.
Cool. The Chinese must have found it very interesting when
Yeah.
the Salah was first introduced.
Okay. And the thing is, it's always that, your palm of your hands face the earth. That's the description in Sidi Mayara gives. The palm of your hands face the earth and the top of your hands face the sky. Push down.
So at that point, push down.
Yeah. Allahu Akbar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Elevation, is it?
Huh?
It sort of signifies elevation.
You can signify whatever you want.
Let's get out of
I've got no problem.
Really poetic.
Yeah? Allahu Akbar. That's it. Yeah? 18. The surahs that you read in the first rakat of Salatul Subh and Dhuhr should be, long. This is, the surahs that you read after Fatiha in Dhuhr and Subh should be long. In the first two rakats of Isha, they should be, medium length. And
How many ayahs is considered long?
no, we're talking about surahs. We're not talking about ayats.
Okay, sorry. How many ayahs in a long surah would be.
We're talking about Abasa downwards. Off the top of my mind, I can't tell you how many ayats Abasa has. Yeah, but it's long. In Asr and Maghrib, they are short surahs. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Yeah. 19. The second rakat, the surah that you read in the second rakat should always be shorter than the first rakat.
The surah that you read in the second rak'ah always shorter than the first.
Yeah. So you don't have, the opposite where you can do it. It's not a problem if you have, a short surah and then a long surah on your own. That's fine.
You know, Sheikh, I've seen some people recite Surah Al-Rahman and then they do like the first part of it in the first rak'ah, and then they do the second part in the second rak'ah. Is that allowed? I've seen it happen.
Alhamdulillah, it happens. I prefer that you read all of it in the first rak'ah.
That's long.
So do the surahs have to be in order?
They don't have to be.
Because recently Imam did Maghrib and he did like...
It's not a problem.
Oh really? I was told that. So it doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have
So if
to
you just like...
It's fine. It's fine.
Isn't it as long as the context of whatever ayat?
No, the surah. We're talking about surahs.
Not ayat.
Surahs. Yeah.
So if they're splitting the surahs,
they shouldn't split the surahs.
Yeah, surah shouldn't be split.
So you can read Surah Nas and then in the first rak'ah and then go and read Surah Asr in the second.
There's nothing stopping you.
Can you do two small surahs?
Huh?
Can you do two small surahs in one?
If you're reading on your own, you can do 3 surahs.
Oh,
Did
really?
you Bismillah before? Basmala.
Not in the Fard.
wasn't
I
there?
mean, from surah to surah.
No, not in Fard.
In Fard, you can only read one surah.
If you're on your own, you can read as many as you like.
Wasn't there an imam during the time of the Prophet ﷺ who loved to pray Surah Al-Ikhlas, and then he would do another one? So he prayed two.
Yeah, it's not a problem. But the thing is that he would read a surah and then he would read Ikhlas.
Although he'd read Surah Al-Ikhlas first, and then he'd read a second surah after.
Oh.
I heard it the other way, that he would read the Ikhlas afterwards. He loved it. Yeah. But the thing is, it's not a problem.
Yeah.
But when you're leading, you always keep in mind the people behind you are always limited to one surah. When you're on your own, it's not a problem.
Yeah, if you're on your own.
If you're on your own, it's not a problem. You can begin with the beginning of Baqarah, read the middle of it, and end. Yeah, with the end of it, it's not a problem. Yes.
Is it better to not read one surah? Because I was reading a book, and Shaykh Hamza Yusuf said about how should a surah Ikhlas help purify the heart. So someone made a practice to read surah Ikhlas, not just because it's short, but for a spiritual reason. Is that okay, or is it kind of just why would you just read one?
If you know more surahs, it's better.
Yeah, if you know more, but you want to just.
But don't read the same one in all the rakats.
Okay.
Because I think that's something that I remember asking my Shia friends, and they always read Surah Al-Fatiha, Surah Al-Ikhlas, and then a small surah in every rak'ah. That's something that they do.
It's no problem.
It's not a problem.
On your own, it's fine.
Okay. And just in terms of saying Bismillah between surahs.
No, not in fact.
So
We're coming to it.
Okay,
We're coming to it.
Right.
We're coming to it. Inshallah. We have time. We're coming to it. Number 20. Number 20 is the first sitting. When you sit for the first tashahhud, should always be shorter. Once you finish the tashahhud, get up. Don't sit there for longer than there's a reason. It should always be short than the second sitting. the final recommendation of prayer is that the hands go first when you go into sajda. And then your knees. Yeah? Then your knees into sajda. And when you're getting up, your knees come first and your hands last.
We finally got to that point.
Yeah, we got to that point. Yeah. Now, is there anything that you haven't understood about the recommendations?
Just one last thing on
Yes.
number 21. So it's hands, knees, then head.
Yes.
Okay, 1, 2.
No. Look, hands, knees, and then the nose, then the head.
Hands, knees, then the nose.
No, hands, knees, nose, head. You'll never get it wrong.
And then coming up.
Yeah? Okay.
Head, shoulders, knees.
Any questions on recommendations? Okay. We come to, the actions that are reprehensible in prayer. Reprehensible, abhorred, makruh. Yeah? I prefer the word abhorred, reprehensible, rather than disliked.
It's a stronger word.
Yeah.
It's a very strong word.
No, because that's what it means.
Okay.
It's not just, I just don't like it.
So not even frowned upon.
No, it's abhorred.
Just like
It's something disgusting. Yeah? That's what, that's the thing that you're looking at. Yeah? Okay. Now, some of these are going to shock you.
Okay.
I don't know if I'd associate saying "A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim" with something disgusting.
In fard, yes.
It's disliked.
Why?
Strongly disliked.
It's abhorred. Because it's abhorred. It's abhorrent.
You're not going to want to do this again, are you?
So basically anything other than subtle is
abhorred,
no?
Right. The first thing that is abhorrent. Yeah. He's saying, we're talking about fard prayer. He's saying ta'awudh, a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, a'udhu billahi samiyil alim minash shaitanir rajim, or any other formula is abhorred in fard prayer.
Any point.
No, when you begin before the recitation. Yeah? Before the recitation, before Fatiha is abhorrent.
So one should just say Allahu Akbar.
No, you say Allahu Akbar, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin.
No, Bismillah. That's also abhorrent.
No, the second thing that is makruh is saying Basmillah.
Before Fatiha as well.
Before Fatiha or before Surah. Yeah? In fard prayer, not nafila, fard prayer. For Malikis, when we say that, we don't recite the Basmillah, we're not denying that it is not an ayat of the Quran. Yeah? It is not the way that the Prophet ﷺ prayed the fard prayer.
If you say it by accident,
there are fuqaha who say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. We're going by the mashhur.
okay, but as in if you say it, is the
It's okay. Yeah.
So it's not said even quietly. It's
No,
just
it's not said. It's just not said.
So Allahu Akbar, Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Yeah. The third is doing sajda on your clothes. If you're wearing something that you end up doing sajda on it. If your scarf comes forward, or there's something between.
Or your cap folds.
Cap. Yeah. Or you're pulling your sleeves out because the stones in the masjid in the heat used to be really hot.
So you're not allowed to do that?
No, you're not allowed. You've got to do it on it.
So if
You can't do it. No. It's something abhorrent. You don't do it. Yeah?
Good question.
Yeah.
So you have some brothers, they wear short t-shirts, so when they bend down it comes up on the back. Is that an issue? Is prayer is not valid? How does it work?
The aura is covered.
Well, that particular part, you can see the skin.
Yeah, but the aura is covered.
No, because a lot of them wear the jeans below the
Oh God.
navel.
No, but the thing is, look, the thing is that for that, if they're Malikis, we would ask them to repeat their prayer within the time.
Okay.
Yeah?
That's all I wanted to know.
That's it. We would ask them, if you know their mukhaffifa is showing, yeah? If their buttocks are showing.
It's just the part, the lower back.
No. If the lower, but you know the buttocks are showing.
Below the navel, basically. Yeah.
We would ask them to repeat the prayer.
Doesn't matter how much is showing, right?
We would ask them to repeat the prayer.
So isn't the buttocks part of their thing that would nullify their prayer?
The two orifices are what would nullify it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why we went through that thought. Yeah. Okay. Number 4. Doing sajda on, you know, what hangs, you know, the of your imama, you know, thing that, you know, at the back. So if you put it forward and you put your sajda on that.
What's that, sorry?
Doing sajda on, you know, your imama, you know, it's either there or, you know, the thing that hangs at the back, you bring it forward and put sajda on
Oh,
it.
like a cloak.
No, your turban.
Oh.
Turban's called an
Yeah,
imama.
your turban.
Turban. Number 5, we've covered it, but again, he's going through it. You know, any aspect of your clothes, you know, your sleeves, or, you know, you put them out and you put sajda on it. That's number 5.
So if you've got really extra long sleeves, you should be...
No, you should push them back. Your hands should be touching. Yeah? Your hands should touch the... Yeah? And you shouldn't put them out, pull them out and put do sajda on it either.
I've seen, for some ladies, they have, when they wear the prayer outfit, by the sleeves there's a little loop where they put their thumb in, so it doesn't fall back during prayer. Is that an issue?
I've not seen it, but there's no reason for it. People wear gloves. I don't know why. God, why breathe?
I've seen it.
Yeah, why breathe? Okay.
Bit harsh.
Number 6 and 7. Yeah.
Oh, so you can't pray with gloves on?
Pardon?
You can't pray with gloves on?
Say again?
You can't pray with gloves on.
Why would you want gloves on?
Okay, say it's really cold. You're praying outside.
You got a reason now. It's okay.
So wait, the opinion of some sisters saying that we wear gloves because we don't want to show our hands. That's
too much.
Yeah,
mashallah. What they're doing at uni?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what to say.
Go back room in the house. Best thing for isn't it?
It's too much.
Yeah.
It is.
6 and 7. Carrying something in your sleeves or in your mouth is makruh. Yeah? Anything in your sleeve, so no kittens.
Is this because the pagan Arabs, the pretenders used
No, because you see, whatever's there, whatever's in your mouth or there, will stop you being occupied in prayer. It's nothing to do with pagan Arabs or anything. They're not around now.
Yeah.
It's just practical. That, you know, there shouldn't be. I would add phones. Turn them off.
What about watches and stuff like that? It's fine.
Can you look at the time while you're praying? That's a good.
Okay, take it off.
Take it off.
Take it off. Put it in your pocket.
If you're going to get distracted by
Yeah.
it.
Can you like check it? Like, say
No.
you're on a break. Say you're on a break at work.
No. Because the thing is that, you've got to be occupied with God in prayer, not with your phone. Yeah? Not with your watch. Yeah? It's just, simple thing. I know the lives that we lead and the country that we live in, the environment. It's just that, it has to be about God.
Okay.
Yeah? Okay. Number 8. Reciting Quran in the ruku or sujood. So reciting Quran, not reciting du'as from the Quran, but reciting Quran, like reading a surah in ruku or in sajda. It's makruh. Number 9. This is a really tough one.
Hardest thing.
Number 9 is a tough one. Do you know it?
Looking around.
With distraction
Looking
during.
around.
Yeah?
Or thinking of other things.
Okay. Your heart being occupied by, affairs of the world. What you were saying about, I'm on my break.
That's a hard one, actually.
No, that's what I said. It's hard.
Yeah,
It's hard.
Like 100% for sure, basically. How is that possible all the time?
Let me finish this. I'll teach you something that's helped me for the last 20 years.
Gems.
Yeah. So what you find is that what Sidi Miyara is saying is that the opposite is actually something to be admired. So if you occupy yourself about God or the Prophet or affairs of the world to come, that's okay. But to be occupied by this and about the dunya, that's bad. Number 10. Playing, with your ring or beard, I'll add, women's scarves or, your clothes or whatever. Number 11. Does anybody have any Nigerian friends? Or have you been to a Nigerian mosque?
No, but I've seen them.
Yeah.
Have you seen Nigerians praying?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
In Jamaat?
Yeah, I have. Yes.
What happens?
To be honest with you, I'm not
You did notice?
Yeah.
Did I do something? Really?
Really?
Oh, yeah.
They're known for it.
Don't look around.
No, they look around. God forgive me. But turning like that. Yeah? It's something that is abhorrent. But if you turn totally your back to the Qibla, it would nullify your prayer. That does not nullify it.
Okay.
It's something abhorrent.
So turning your head.
Yeah, turning your head or turning yourself. Your shoulders or your chest. Yeah?
I've noticed sometimes, there have been times when I walk by them as they're praying and they look at me as I walk by.
Yeah.
I was just about to say the same thing.
So wait,
Oh,
did they literally do this?
Yeah, they look, the eyes will follow you and then they go back.
So my observation is correct. They're known for it. Okay.
So when you look straight in Salah, are you supposed to look at one kind of point?
It's what your practice becomes. What helps you. Because what happens is you get to a stage where excuse me, I've got to take this. Assalamu alaikum, Mamdin. I'm okay. We're nearly. Where are you? Okay, no problem. Assalamu alaikum.
Is it Mamadou?
That's
Yeah.
the Azhari brother, isn't it?
Yeah.
The
Oh,
one
you know him?
Yeah.
I know about Facebook.
Coming.
Yeah, he's going back home with me.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Are you guys going to eat first and then go?
No. No. We're going to drive all the way to Birmingham. I'm going to drop him home. No, he just turned up one day to knock my door.
Is that him?
No,
That was quick.
He's about 20 minutes away. No. Okay. 12. Dua. You know, before the qira'ah. Yeah? Or in ruku is makruh. You know the dua that the Hanafis make, you know, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika wa tabarak asmuka wa jalla. No, it's makruh.
So dua before?
Before the recitation. Makruh.
Which dua?
You know, when you say Al-Wahid, you say subhanakallahumma.
Yeah? Dua before the recitation. Yeah? Dua in ruku. Dua in ruku.
So dua before the recitation is not.
Yeah, it's makruh.
Okay.
Uh, 13 and 14. Cracking your, yeah, or separating your hands like that.
So you mean to say that this must have been big enough an issue for the scholars to actually say that this is something not allowed?
No, because the thing is, it means that, you know, you're not occupied in prayer. You're fidgeting.
And spread when?
We're spreading them. It's
whilst,
like, you know.
Whilst your hands are on the floor? Or
No.
on the side?
It's anywhere. You shouldn't be doing that.
Overly spreading?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because everything should be natural.
So is that spreading of the hands, or generally just spreading your...
No, it's separating them like that.
Your fingers.
Your fingers.
Right.
Yeah. Or, you know, interlacing them. Yeah. 15 is putting, you know, your hands over your hips.
Why would you do that?
I don't know.
Like if you're Maliki, maybe, but in the other ones, like how would you?
Just trying to imagine someone praying like that.
Very humble.
It's been a long day.
So combine that with looking at someone else.
You just have to pray a lot.
Like a mum praying for the kids.
That's great.
Okay.
That's the ego praying there.
Yeah.
The 16th is closing your eyes.
Damn.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
At any point, like for like long periods of time, or
The thing is that, you know, Sidi Miara, he says, if, you know, there's a concern, if there's a reason, you know, or it'll help you focus, it's fine.
yeah, like a child running around,
Huh?
like a child running around. Like
No. You know, you're in prayer, and if you need to close your eyes momentarily to focus,
Oh.
that's fine.
What if you have a distraction
Yeah.
near you, like a child or?
Closing your eyes is not going to help.
Really?
No, with the chat.
We might have
I find that it helps sometimes.
What?
Like,
Like close your eyes and just wish him away.
Explain.
No, it's not going to
Just
help.
make it powerful enough to have for her.
Yeah. There is one point which Sidi Miara's included under 16, which will finish the makruhat, is the dua that the imam makes after the fard prayer. It's makruh.
Imam.
You know, the dua you make for yourself, not problematic.
So you can't make dua for himself, just quiet.
No, the imam's job is to lead the prayer and go.
So no loud dua.
No, the imam shouldn't make any dua.
So if a Hanafi imam does,
No, the Hanafi imam does, alhamdulillah.
can you join?
It's your choice.
But you'd recommend us not to.
I walk out.
Is that 17, sorry?
No, it's under 16.
How about after prayer? Some imams kind of recite the Takbirats, so like the Subhanallahs, Alhamdulillahs, Allahu Akbars together as a group.
The Shafi'is do that.
Do that.
So it's like
Assalamu alaikum, prayer finished.
So even if it's part of your tariqah.
If it's part of your tariqah, it's part of your tariqah. The thing is that, what you find is that, like our tariqah, the Qadri Budshishi, they do, the tahleel afterwards, La ilaha illallah. And then they just sit and do subhanallah wa alhamdulillah, the tasbih. And then once everyone's finished, they do the salawat, Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammad, that one. But the thing is that the prayer has finished. There's no one, straight away raising their hands and making dua, like it's part and parcel of the prayer. Yeah. So whatever your tariqas do, I don't know of any African tariqas that do this, especially Malikis, that right after the prayer they will raise their hands and do dua. Yeah.
Oh, not like straight after, but
straight up, not like the Hanafis.
After tasbih and
after the prayer is finished.
Yeah. Okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah, because even in Morocco, you go to the mosques after the salam, people will sit, do the tasbih, and all of the mosques, will do this salawat, Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammad nabiyil ummi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam 3 times. Yeah, and then they'll walk off. It's just traditional, but they don't make dua. If someone asks the imam, please make dua for me, for something, and the imam does it, that's fine. Yeah, it was never the amal of the Prophet ﷺ or the community that came afterwards, that after the fard prayer the imam would raise his hands and make dua. It was never. Yeah, we do have ulama within the madhab that do permit it. Yeah, there's nothing wrong if someone asks, but it's never, like people think it's part and parcel of the prayer, and that you're not respecting the prayer and the prayer is not complete. The prayer is finished. You say salam, prayer done.
You can do what you want after that.
Yeah, it's up to you. Yeah. Now we've finished the Fardul Ayn prayer individually. Yeah. So, is there any questions that you need to ask, or something that you haven't understood, or you need to? Yeah.
What others?
Are you looking for?
Maghrib Salah. Are we going to pray Maghrib?
Yeah, we're going to pray Maghrib.
Yeah, they're going to pray in a moment.
We might have done this in the beginning. Not if I missed it, then don't worry. But what are the sunnahs of each prayer in my bit?
Say it again.
You do the first prayers.
Yes.
In my bit. Are there any? What are the sunnahs for each prayer?
Right.
Sorry, not the sunnahs. As in like that. I like other.
I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
I totally understand. We'll have to wait till the next one.
Sure.
Yeah, but we do not have any sunnah. Yeah.
Okay.
Before or after fard prayer, apart from what we call sunnah raghiba, or so not sunnah raghiba, but nafil raghiba. We have nafil that are stressed.
Okay.
Yeah, and what we in Hanafi fiqh they call sunnah muakkada and sunnah ghair muakkada, attached to each fard prayer. No, there's nafil that's attached to each prayer before or after, but there's only one rak'at of witr, which is sunnah muakkada.
Okay. Right,
and we'll have to wait till next time when we do the sunnah.
Thank you.
inshallah. But the nafil, there's 2s and 4s before and after. They're nafils, not sunnah.
Okay. So if one doesn't, because after Maghrib a lot of people will just straight out stand up and then do another 2 rakahs.
With us, they're 6. They're nafil. 2, 2, 2.
They're not sunnah.
They're not sunnah. They're not sunnah muakkada. They're nafil that are akid.
What is exactly the difference between nafil and sunnah? Is it just
Right. Sunnah is something, you know, sunnah when you grade it is something that the Prophet ﷺ never missed. Yeah? Nafil is which you have an option.
So did the Prophet pray nafils occasionally? It wasn't like...
There are certain times he prayed, and there is, if he missed once, it doesn't become an akid.
Sorry, where can I read more about this in terms of Maliki fiqh?
Are you on Facebook?
No.
Okay, go on Facebook. I'll send it to Sidi Abdurrahim, because I wrote down how we divide them, how we come up to it.
That'd be great.
Yeah, and you know how many are after each prayer, and what the categories are.
Yeah, I'd like to read it.
Inshallah, inshallah we'll cover it. Inshallah, next time when we do meet, we'll cover them. Anything else? Okay, what time is Maghrib? Is it Maghrib?
It's in already.
No.
We're in Maghrib now.
In already.
Shall we pray Maghrib and then
Yeah.
Sure.
I've got to wait for Mohammed, so
Sure.
I'm here.
Inshallah.
Yeah? Okay.